It is our favorite time of the week again. Time for hashtag Rising Qs, where we get to answer your questions. All right, Sagar, what have we got this week?
All right, number one from Yael Droid. I hope I'm saying that correctly. What constitutes crossing the picket line for Amazon and Instacart? Would it be customers continue to order non-perishable goods but expecting delays? If so, what are other ways to support the strikers? Crystal, I will leave that one to you.
Yeah, I would not right now, while Amazon and Instacart and other grocery store, Whole Foods workers and other places are striking. I would not order or go into those stores, and I would not order online from those vendors. Just like if there was a strike outside of a physical workplace or store, you would not cross it in order to go and shop at that store. Same deal goes for online. So look, I know a lot of people depending on Amazon quite a lot, but there are a lot of other ways to get the goods and the things that you need during this time. So let's stand in solidarity with these workers.
All right, second question from Lone. I'm not even going to try to say this. Is nationwide UBI coming in the not too distant future? And if so, who in power will advocate or demand for it?
Nope.
No, and I also, this is a semantics thing, but a temporary payment is not a universal basic income, right?
Right.
Income is by definition in perpetuity.
Well, I mean, look at here we are in the worst, Great Depression level situation, right? With 10 million unemployment claims in 2 weeks. And all they can manage is a means-tested, not even universal, means-tested, one-time $1,200. So I think that tells you everything about the likelihood that they're going to make any more sort of fundamental economic transformative changes anytime soon. You got to kick these people out of their offices here. And
there's no way
and that's just the bottom line.
Nationwide UBI. I do think future payments are maybe likely. I don't actually know.
I don't
think the political
so.
Conditions are gonna have to shift. A lot more people sadly, despite the fact that we need it right now, are going to have to lose their jobs before that instinct starts to kick in.
The stock market has to drop more. That's all they care about. Honestly, I mean, look, if the stock market hadn't plunged the way that it had, you wouldn't have even gotten the $1,200 checks, that sort of pathetic, anemic response that they came up with anyway.
Sadly true. All right, last question from Brian Graham. Who are your must-reads, authors of books, journalists, and bloggers? What other sources of information do you recommend? Oh, Brian, do you have an hour?
Well, I mean, I feel like you probably already know because we have all of our favorite journalists on the show. So just look to the rising lineup. Those are the people that we trust and respect most, even, who have divergent viewpoints or at least represent those viewpoints well and make coherent arguments. Book that I'm reading right now is the newest one from Thomas Piketty, which is, he has done the seminal research as one of the people on inequality and the way that, our society sort of had this broadly shared prosperity coming out of World War II that was assumed to be the norm that was actually an anomaly because so much of the world economy had been destroyed. And so it was a very anomalous situation, and that the sort of status quo state of affairs, especially absent big government intervention, is for inequality to grow and grow and grow. So he has a new look at politics around the world. It's sort of a prescription for how the left can move forward. So that's what I'm in the middle of right now in terms of a very specific recommendation. It's excellent. And I think he's one of the most important economic thinkers in the world right now.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I'm actually reading a history of the Great Depression for no particular reason.
Why?
Yeah, Americans and the Great Depression. I've done a lot of stuff on the New Deal, but not on the actual Great Depression itself. It's a Pulitzer Prize winner. I think it's the Oxford history of it. I'm blanking on the author's name right now, but it's really excellent, just like a survey of what is happening. And like you said, one of the best parts about the show is whenever we love a book or we love an article, we just book them. We're like, hey, come on the show, talk about the book, talk about this. So many of the books and so many of the books on history in particular from the Great Depression era and all of those are ones I'm really thinking about in moments like these. I think the one that I always, perpetually kind of recommend is, and just the Twitter feed is, I think Matt Stoller, his Twitter feed has been really essential.
Yeah.
And it's because something he said on this show, something he said a lot, is that we lack the frame, a lot of people in DC, to understand politics today because it resembles the 1910s and the 1920s. And so much of American history is thought of only in the post-World War II era.
True.
It's not like we're going back to a Gilded Age and a populist moment and antitrust and stuff that's with us, but not really consciously in most Americans' minds.
Right.
So that's really what I'm trying to focus on right now.
Yeah, Stoller is essential right now, and we've been joking privately about how like his brain is meant for this moment. And David Dayen is also somebody that I always respect his work, but have been relying on more than usual during this time. And Aaron Glantz, who we have on the show, who's an expert on the housing crisis in particular, which is something we're kind of keeping our eye on, especially with rent being due right now, first of the month. So those are some of the people that I have found extra insightful and extra invaluable during
the real
this time.
tip is look to the people who were most critical of the 2008 recession and how it was handled and read them now. Because all the neoliberals are still touting the same line.
The people who were right in 2008 are more likely to be right this time around as well.
Bingo.
So check that out. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate you. Enjoy your weekend.